Don't need to go.
Did you really
crazy.
think that? You thought?
I really thought I was never going to get caught. Keep in mind, the few times I've been caught by banks and lawyers, and I'd always talk my way out of it. Hey, this is Matt Cox and
Zach,
and we are answering subscriber questions. More and more questions for Zach, which it does hurt me a little bit.
I don't think it's that many.
Right here, it's a little.
I don't think it's that many.
Right here in my heart. It hurts a little
tiny.
bit when I hear guys say, "You're awesome, Zach. You're amazing. And then one guy was like, "Oh, and I love you too, Matt." Well, that sounds like that was just like threw me in there. That was a pity. That was out of pity. All right.
Pity.
So what's up?
Oh, well, here's what's your favorite thing to eat?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Bacon. I answered that guy. Bacon.
You answered that guy
I did answer
before?
That guy. Yeah, when I saw it, because I didn't realize, right? Because I posted that comment. What is it? The community comment. I posted a community comment saying, "Hey, ask us questions," and that came in right away as soon as I commented it, or put the comment, or put the notice up. So I didn't think it was the same thing, and I answered it, and then I thought, oh wait, I'm not supposed to be answering these. But yeah, I've said bacon.
Oh.
Like bacon scallops or something like that. I would eat.
Bacon and wrapped scallops? Oh my God.
Scallop wrap.
I didn't even know they did that.
It's amazing. They're amazing. You know who used to have them? Who used to have those? They were great. Bonefish Grill.
Bonefish? Oh, I got to try that.
I don't think they have them anymore, but they'll make them for you. Because when I got out of prison and I went to Bonefish Grill for the first time, and it was still, by the way, when I got out of custody, it was 6 months later before I actually went to a restaurant, and I didn't even pay for it. Somebody else paid for the meal. They were like, "What do you want?" And I said, "You guys used to have this, but it's not on the menu." And the woman said, "We'll make them for you." They made them. They were awesome. They were amazing. What's another question? And we got a ton of questions. Like I posted that late last night, and by this morning we had like 40 questions. This is ridiculous.
I know. All right, so did you ever consider trying to have? Oh, I didn't name my favorite. My favorite thing to eat is I would say cereal, specifically Frosted Rice Krispies.
Did you ever watch Friends?
Yes.
They were like, asked Joey one time, "What's your favorite thing to eat?" And he goes, "Sandwiches." They were like, yeah, "What kind of sandwiches?" Sandwiches.
Any kind.
Just sandwiches.
That's right.
Sandwiches. That's what you say. Cereal.
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs or Raisin Bran? It's a huge difference.
Raisin Puffs. But all right, so let's go. All right. Did you ever consider trying to have your fingerprints altered while on the run?
It's funny you say that because I don't know how much I looked into it, but somebody, the problem with your fingerprints is that they grow, they grow out. So
yes.
The only thing you can really do to alter them is extreme scarring. Like you can put acid on them, and you can actually constantly put acid on your fingerprints and wear them down. And there's some kind of sulfuric acid or some kind of acid where you could do that all the time. But I mean, in the end,
it's going to come back.
Yeah, look, if they
enough
got you,
of them.
Yeah, they're going to wait eventually. And even at some point, if they grab you and they think they know who you are, I mean, at some point.
Well, fingerprints are generally for murder or violent crimes. They don't do fingerprints mostly for like fraud. They'll go, hey, see if you can get the fingerprints off that check. You'd be like, a lot of people have touched that check.
So here's the thing. I know what you're saying. I had a scam that I ran one time in Orlando. Guy gets this was actually this chick, Allison, one of my co-defendants. We actually had a scam, and so we ran a scam, and it got caught halfway through. I don't want to go into the whole thing, but basically halfway through, they recognize they think that it's not her on her license. It is her, but
right.
for some reason, because she changed her hair, they think it's not her.
Right.
So it sparked this huge investigation. They didn't give her the check. Well, that investigation ended up spilling over to another scam I was running in Orlando. You'd have to read like the book and everything. So I had two different scams, and so the FDLE came in first because it was multiple because the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is FDLE. So they came in because it was all within Florida, but it was multiple counties. So Tampa PD can't be investigating something in Jacksonville.
Right.
So the FDLE came in, and one of the things he did was he actually did dust everything that Allison had touched in order to see if he could get prints.
Right.
And I didn't know that at the time. I ordered the Freedom of Information Act when I was in prison, like 5 years later, and read it. And when I read it, he actually had a whole thing where he had ordered the stuff and he got it back, and the crime lab came back and said that there were no prints found. And now every time I sent somebody in, like with Allison, I sent her and we put super glue on her fingers. We just did like the tips of the first few tips of her fingers and the side of her hand. So I was like, look, you can put your hand down and you can sign something, but
right.
because we basically had her hands. I don't know that I did every digit. I did the tips of every finger, thumb, and the base of her, anything we thought was going to touch.
Right.
Because she was a mortgage broker, and so she's in the system. Like
right.
She's got fingerprints are out there.
Right.
So, but I think one of the things that guy might be thinking too is like, Matt, if you got grabbed, if they were looking for me and they grabbed me as somebody else and I have a real ID, they think I'm Michael Eckert. So
right.
they're putting me in as Michael Eckert. They may fingerprint me
and find out that you're not Michael.
Find out
Eckert.
I'm not Michael Eckert. He's saying, what about altering them? But the truth is, you can tell that they're altered. Like if you alter them, typically it's only temporary, and if you scar them so that there are scars, there's like these little, I forget what they call them, the little round base points that they actually kind of pinpoint. You'd actually have to scar over it'd be difficult.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it's worth it. I just for the crimes, I just don't know how often they would do that. But it's interesting they did that and found no prints. They
found no prints because there were. I mean, I told you she had super glue over everything. That was Allison. All of her everything. They didn't find anything on her because we'd put super glue on all her hands before she walked in. Listen, bro, I was trying to think of everything.
Right. Was it super glue or Elmer's school glue?
No, I used super glue. It could have been Elmer's glue. Would have been great.
Yeah, because that makes like a little film and they don't really see it.
What super glue do you don't either? Oh, okay. She put super glue it was a clear gloss, the super glue, that not like the runny one, but we did it. And the worst thing was for the next 3 days you're picking off super glue from your fingers. It's hard to. I don't know if you've ever had super glue on your hands. If you put super glue on your fingers and you try and pick up anything, it's super difficult. Yeah, you're sliding your stuff over and having to pick it up on the. It's got to look
tip
odd.
of the disc. Make sense? Let me see.
I remember Travis went in one time. We had put he had super glue on some fingers, and we had wrapped up, like 2 of his fingers were wrapped up, and then we put Band-Aids on a couple of his fingers. Like we were really like trying. So, and he was like, "Yeah, I fell. I don't know. I was riding my bike and I went over the thing and I hit the ground and he had a whole story
behind why his hands were like
right." Because he had gone in a couple times with super glue and didn't want to use it anymore. He was like, "Yeah, I'm sick of this. Like, I'll do 3 fingers and the rest of them we're going to put Band-Aids over because I'm picking super glue off for 4 days."
All right, so my opinion of that is that cause, like, they would have to need ballistics immediately. Like, what happened? Like,
ballistics is you mean forensics?
Forensics.
Ballistics is for bullets.
Bullets, yeah.
I've never.
All right, sorry. They would need forensics immediately. Because
how many people touch that?
Yes, because if a desk in the daytime, if I sit here and I left and they ran the fingerprints, I'm sure there'd be multiple people's prints here.
Especially in a title company, because that's all your title company or inside of a bank is the only place you're going to be constantly touching things. So how many people are on a loan application? God knows how many people go through a loan application. Like you touch it, the customer touches it, the loan officer touches it, the processor touches it, the underwriter touches it, the whoever's putting together the file touch. Like there's just who knows how many underwriters touch it actually. And it gets touched over and over and over and over again.
Right.
But I hear you. Yeah. But no, I did think about it. I just didn't think it was worth it. Plus, I was so arrogant. I thought they're never going to catch me. I don't need to go.
Did you really
crazy.
think that? You thought?
I really thought I was never going to get caught. Keep in mind, the few times I've been caught by banks and lawyers, and I'd always talk my way out of it. I'd been handcuffed, taken down to the police station, talked my way out of it. I'd been, in South Carolina. Remember, I got arrested handcuffed in Wachovia Bank.
You told me about that.
Brought downtown, talked my way out of it. So, I mean, you got to think my confidence level on my ability to talk my way out of something is through the roof at that point.
I remember that story. Hopefully we cover that. All right, what's the biggest or weirdest thing you saw flushed down the toilet in prison?
Other than what, drugs?
Yeah, well,
drugs. I mean, you've heard the story about there was some place in I want to say Arizona State Prison or something. They killed some guy and they cut him up and flushed him down the toilet.
Piece by piece?
Piece by piece. I've heard that story. I don't know how true that is.
That can't be too true. What the biggest thing I've seen is a guy that they beat up pretty bad when I got to the pen, and he had a bloody sheet, and the guy goes flush it down the toilet. He's like, how am I gonna look? So what he did was he took the sheet and he flushed and
just kind of funneled it.
Yeah,
and it kept flushing it.
It kept flushing. Got it all the way down there.
Yeah, those toilets are something else.
I know, but pretty powerful. That was the weirdest thing I ever saw. But yeah, he slid that down there. I'm gonna tell you the.
Bro, we had such a vastly different experience in prison.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But the worst thing I saw flushed down the toilet was my MP3 and my headphones.
By accident?
By accident. I had it clipped to my shirt, right? And listening to it at nighttime, and they give us a little tiny MP3 that you can clip on to certain items. So I had this clipped to the collar of my shirt, and I used the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I have to lean over because there's a button you push to flush the toilet. So I lean over to press the button. And when I lean over to press the button, my MP3 falls off. Blip. It's like, blip. And it goes down and it pulls the headphones right out of my ear. Because when I look, I'm like, and then, blop, headphone and MP3 down the toilet.
It's like a scene from a movie or something.
I was sick. Like I moaned so loud, my cellie woke up. Like, what happened? I'm like, I just flushed my MP3.
How much easier was your time with the MP3 player?
Oh my goodness.
That knocked like 20% of my sentence off.
Yes,
having an MP3 player.
Oh, going into the zone and disappearing from it. And I'm listening to music, bro.
Oh. It was almost like when you went to commissary and would get a little pint of ice cream.
Yes.
There was like a little taste of freedom. It was like 5 or 10 minutes.
That ruined, yes, eating it was a little taste of freedom, but the fact that you had to eat it right then and there, like you couldn't eat it at a time that you want to, because
unless you want to eat it melted.
Yeah, going to the store at 7 o'clock in the morning and having to eat ice cream, that ruined pretty much a good day.
Yeah.